Whether or not the level of service you provide is excellent, if your style of service delivery comes off as artificial or cookie-cutter, you're not going to connect with today's guests. Guests today are looking for what they perceive as a genuine hospitality experience, and they're easily rubbed the wrong way by anything in the service experience that they perceive as insincere, stilted, or inauthentic. To illustrate this point, let me tell you a story that reaches back more than 30 years. The Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company, as a global brand, was created in the early 1980s. Very quickly, Ritz-Carlton became a major force in revolutionizing the hospitality industry by standardizing employment selection criteria, facilities, and more. Now, as a luxury traveler, you could roam the world and be able to experience a consistent standard of service akin to what you had experienced at the last Ritz-Carlton where you stayed thousands of miles previous. At the same time, the leadership of the Ritz-Carlton standardized one more aspect of its operation, the language to be used by its employees. In retrospect, this may have been an overreach, though at the time and for 2 decades running, it seemed to be working. Here's what I wrote some years back about the origin of the famous Ritz-Carlton brand language. To help launch their Ritz-Carlton luxury hotel brand, the founding leadership decided on a set of ideal phrases for use in conversation with customers, then trained employees to use those phrases. The frequent use of certain phrases helped unify their employees around a shared identity and contributed to a distinctive Ritz style that the public could easily recognize. Phrases like, "my pleasure," "right away," "certainly," and a personal favorite, "we're fully committed tonight." Translation, "we're booked solid, bub." The list of words and phrases to be avoided included folks, hey, you guys, and okay. But to customers, such prescribed language choices ultimately came to sound insincere, especially when they were parroted by employees in situations where they didn't fit. The Ritz-Carlton's signature phrase, "my pleasure," in particular, became a prime candidate for overuse and misuse. While "it was my pleasure to visit with you during your stay, Mr. Jameson," sounds genuine, "it will be my pleasure to unclog your toilet," takes the conversation off the rails. To make it worse, other hospitality businesses began to mimic Ritz-Carlton, thinking that by saying "my pleasure" they were somehow providing Ritz-Carlton-level service. Soon, for $2.99, you could get a guaranteed "my pleasure" from the drive-thru window at Chick-fil-A.